Pull up to the Twitch. This is where you can watch everything live and interact with chat. Link down below. We have Tommy NFG TikTok failed Rapture. Let's see. No idea what this is. 11-minute and 42-second video. Check it out.
If you're watching this right now, it means one and one thing only. You've officially missed the rapture. Your sins caught up to you and you didn't make the bus to heaven. Whether that was you stealing gum from the front of the register thinking the cashier wouldn't notice, scooting to maximum capacity while your ancestry line watched in horror, and the world has officially turned to hell. You didn't really need a rapture to realize that, let's be honest. Wars happening every month, countries getting burned to the ground every other
Yeah,
week,
shit's
the country
crazy.
of Israel, Labubus. It was bound to implode on us eventually. But first we gotta start where this all came from and where every biblical accuracy always comes from. TikTok. Before that too, I also want to explain what the rapture even is for people that aren't Christian or just may not know it. The rapture is the belief in Christianity that at the right time, Jesus will come back and take all his believers from earth to heaven. And there's supposed to be some major signs happening on earth that it may be happening soon. One being increased wars, famines, and natural disasters. A decline of morals and people becoming more greedy and violent. A rise of the Antichrist, whether that be Trump, Mr. Beast, or Caillou. I mean, we fit right in the description for it to happen anytime soon. I do think it's funny though that you can fit a lot of these things in basically any time in humanity. And look, as y'all know, I am a Christian, I am a believer. But if you think this time we're in right now is even close to how bad certain times were in the past, someone from the 1930s would be begging to come to this time. They had the Great Depression, the rise of Adolf, Stalin purging his whole country, the Spanish Civil War. Meanwhile, our 2030s is going to be filled with consumerism with AI robots that work half the time. One of the first things they tell you in Christianity though is that no human being will be able to know except God when it's gonna happen. There's also sectors of Christianity that believe people completely misinterpreted what was said and the actual rapture people imagine isn't ever gonna happen. It was more metaphorical. But even in sectors that do believe it, there are multiple verses stating this, one being Acts 1:7, which says, when the disciples asked Jesus about the timing, he said, it is not for you to know the times or dates the Father has set by his own authority. You can't get more clear than that. He basically said, shut up and wait, little bro. So I don't know why people on TikTok or in general are just believing in a random rapture date that's...
But I'm not gonna lie, bro. TikTok is worse than Twitter. I'm saying it now, chat. TikTok is worse than Twitter. The amount of shit I seen on TikTok that just made no fucking sense. I blew my fucking mind wide the fuck open. This makes me mad every time. TikTok is getting worse than Twitter. Like the Twitter, I don't know if the Twitter people went to TikTok, but like, I don't know, bro.
Someone gives. I think the only way they consume the Bible is if an AI gives them a short summary of it. The reason this one got so big was because a South African preacher named Joshua McKellar went on an interview and said he had a vision of Jesus and he straight up told him that the rapture is gonna happen on the 23rd to 24th of this September. And well, I'm writing this video on the 23rd, which is one of the days he gave, and nothing's happened. And I'm gonna be editing this on the 24th of September, which is the last day. Meaning if it doesn't happen in that time frame, he's a fraud.
He's a fraud.
100% confident.
100% does not do it for me. I'm a billion% sure.
That's a billion.
So I've seen Jesus on the in 2018, and he gave me the rapture date of the 23rd and the 24th of September, and I did not die. So I'll be doing a live on this channel, Medic for Christ. Medic for Christ will be, what do you call it, corresponding.
Yes. Just what we needed in the rapture. Somebody streaming it for everybody else on earth who are burning in eternal hell to be caught up on it. Maybe they can get some subs to make it to heaven. People on TikTok have absolutely zero research. I think they gotta implement community notes like they did on Twitter to combat misinformation, because this is just insane. It would take you like 2 seconds to skip to any part of this interview with this guy and realize he's insane. And he's doing it just to get clout for his YouTube channel. Like, who the shouts out their YouTube channel if the rapture's gonna happen? Gang, you're not gonna need it anymore. I'm sure people on Earth
you're not gonna need it no more.
Up all of a sudden. And his prediction comes from a video on YouTube of this random channel interviewing him on a podcast.
You can't even
it's
say
not even like he's some
on
established
TikTok.
pastor around the world that has predicted multiple
Man,
things.
that's on any app, to be
And
honest.
people assumed he was one of Jesus' disciples. It got so big they created a whole movement with it, calling it Rapture Talk and Rapture Now on TikTok, where people of course had to
Did that say 5 days later?
On Earth and to say their goodbyes.
5 days
One
left?
lady was kind enough to leave Bibles for the rest of y'all that stayed in hell.
Hey guys, all right. What did I do today to prepare my home for the people that are left behind? Let me show you. I got these at the Dollar Tree. I just...
Did she just say, this is what I left for the people that get left behind? Yo. Chat, I'm really getting scared for the future, bro. I'm really getting scared for the future. Genuinely. And chat, I don't like to talk about like religions and stuff like that. I do believe in I am Christian, chat. I am. I'm like halfway. I was born in a Christian household. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm just really scared for this life, for like the future humanity, bro. I'm really scared, bro. Hey, I gotta replay this. Hold on, let me hear what she said.
All right. What did I do today to prepare my home for the people that are left behind? Let me show you. I got these at the Dollar Tree. I just wrote these on here, like little notes. I also bookmarked some scriptures. There's the scriptures for you.
These kind of videos make me feel kind of bad because she seems well-meaning, but it's so off.
Yeah.
It also shows how hopeless we are now.
Not for real.
They're just trying to leave already. When I see people like this, I know they have some trauma they never dealt with, and this is the road they end on. Every religion always has its religious fanatics that go off the deep end more than the average follower, which is why I really think those mega churches are so exploitative and disgusting. They take these people's traumas and have them come to their church where they act like they have all the answers. They could cure your broken foot by waving their hand over it because God personally gave them the power to do it. Then they end up buying mansions and private jets, all while none of their money gets taxed. We gotta talk about more how much that's a hack. Does the IRS even look into these type of churches? Kenneth Copeland famously cured COVID though, so I think he should keep his mansions and jets.
Type shit.
COVID-19.
This nigga just spit at me? This old ass nigga just spit at me, bro? What the fuck?
COVID-19. COVID-19. Burn.
This gotta be the Antichrist. I refuse to believe this man is a real preacher. There's not a single interview you'll see with him where his face looks comforting at all. Africa, funnily enough, has a ton of these type of false preachers where they kind of just say and people believe it. And over there, it's way more likely in less developed parts for people
what the fuck is bro on?
When I say they can say anything, they can say anything. Which is why you got people like Joshua pop up so often over there. There's this one famous clip
Bro, this
where
nigga just spit, like, right, bro?
Heaven, you're in hell.
If you get to heaven, write this down. You get to heaven and you don't find me there, you have gone to hell. That's not heaven.
I'm gonna be honest, I wish I had this level of confidence to lie and bullshit like this. Do y'all think they ever wonder what's actually gonna happen when their time comes to an end? Like when they gotta confront God and tell him why they lied on his name? Yeah, my bad with all that fake preaching, and I know that's a crazy mortal sin to do. But do you mind if I go through the gate still?
You mind? What?
It's crazy how far they come though, and how their churches keep growing and growing. It's not like Kenneth Copeland woke up one day being a mega church pastor with a $300 million net worth. He had to gain trust from a large public sector. There was also another big rapture they predicted back in 2011, which makes it funnier that people believe the one now. And that one, as you can guess, completely failed because we're still on Earth. Harold Camping, who was a Christian.
Was that the one? Was that the one when they were talking about 2011? When they were like, yo, the world's gonna end on this day, and a whole bunch of people in like Florida or something went in like a shelter, like an underground bunker or something. Is that not the same thing, or I'm thinking about something else? There's something else that's like they were like, yo, today on this date, on this weekend, the world's gonna end. I think I'm thinking about something else, bro. Cause that same day, bro, my mom and my dad took me and my sister to Chuck E. Cheese. We went to Chuck E. Cheese that same day. That's why I remember that shit. Man. I miss being a kid.
Radio broadcaster and owned an entire radio network, which on average had 2 to 3 million listeners at a certain point, started his own prediction of the rapture date, saying it was gonna happen on May 21st, 2011. Of course, people believed it. In fact, I think misinformation was even worse back then. Like, we know it's bad now and spreads quicker, but we have ways to combat it quickly. At that time, people had limited reach for things they could communicate with, and it was still less common. You can see the moments recorded when people realized it was a lie and fake and their whole world was shattered.
A little let down. I went on a spending spree, went out, partied hard last night. Didn't work out. Now I gotta go get a few more hours.
Yeah, so for the people that said without
real hard last night.
Social media, we were better at interpreting information. That was 100% false. The difference between him and Joshua, though, is that he had money to do it. So he went out buying billboards and doing all types of advertising to tell people it was happening. Driving around cars to advertise that the day was coming. Imagine believing in another faith or being an atheist and seeing something like this. You probably just looked at it for a second, then continued on with your day. And just like with the most recent rapture, people took it and ran with it. People sold their cars and quit their jobs, which I don't understand the car part, because it won't really matter if you're going to heaven if you sell your car. Like, those dollars ain't gonna get you to heaven. Everything's gonna be free. Unless they got vending machines up there, and if you're unholy, you're gonna have to pay for things. Once the day came and nothing happened, he did apologize for the mistake, but the damage was done. I don't understand why these preachers ruin their whole careers over fake rapture dates like this. Especially since he was well established. He could have ran things like normal day to day and made good money until he died. But he wanted a viral moment and cooked his company, which eventually shut down. No one's gonna believe anything you say after lying on something this huge. Going back to Joshua, though, apparently now he has a brand new vision of the rapture. How's he getting all these visions every day? You would think he's God's right-hand man. If he keeps milking due dates of a rapture and somehow still makes money, he's got the method. I don't know how anybody's never thought of that before. You could come up with a new date and say God gave you a new vision of a different date. Then you could say the old date was wrong the whole time and God was just practicing how devoted you are.
The Lord is going to clarify, you know, he's going to clarify everything, because some people do think that I'm deceived or I've seen something else.
That fat ass headphones on his head.
This was a couple of years ago. And, you know, I went in a dream and moved to the location where God wanted me to be. And when I was there, an angel, not Jesus, but an angel came with a chariot.
Bro, this is something straight out of Cinderella. Was he in a dress that had glass slippers too? He's describing the experience like how movies portrayed in Hollywood.
I was taken, and I was in this chariot, and it started to fly right up to the sky with me. And I could see the blue sky, you know, and I could feel the joy because I knew that I was going to heaven.
Yeah.
But then it happened that while I was feeling the joy, before we could go through the sky into space, I started to feel a sadness within me. And this time I had not come out with the message. I started to feel a sadness within me. And this sadness was because in the dream, in that moment, while I was being raptured, I had not told people that I know the day Jesus is coming to rapture the church.
This whole scenario sounds hilarious because how was he getting sent to heaven and then told God's angels, no.
He's not real, bro.
I must tell people on earth when
he's not real.
There is no human being that could stop an angel from doing its task. And I love how it's a dream now. There's multiple interviews where he said it's a dream, then a vision, then a real experience where he's personally met Jesus. Jesus must really hate his ass to keep sending him back here, though. You got people on TikTok now coping that it hasn't happened and are coming up with alternative reasons to why it hasn't. This one dude's new excuse is because it's Rosh Hashanah hasn't ended, which is the holiday for Jewish New Year. And by the time you're watching this, it's probably ended.
Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. Like, I know this is going to happen. Please, everything, and I tell you guys, everything is pointing towards this date.
Yeah?
We still have time. And I'm, like, the Lord is continuously sending me signs, yo, like, guys, like, truthfully, I'm telling you guys, man.
Nah, getting raptured and McDonald's.
Bro. Did he just point the camera into a helicopter? Did he just point a camera to a helicopter flashing light? There's absolutely no way, right? There's absolutely no way.
McDonald's being your last meal is nasty work. You wouldn't want to go all out and get the most exquisite dinner on your final day. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Let me know what y'all think about this. We honestly got an all-star coming together and talking about what we're gonna do now that we're left behind to survive. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time,
man,
I'm out.
I'm out. Tommy FD, thanks for another great video. Yeah, bro. I'm just scared. I'm just scared for life in the future. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, W video, Tommy FG. W video, bro.
She told me like pedigree. Why you wanna talk to me? Why you wanna talk to me?